Why, hello there. Oop, that. Don't change that. There we go. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. I think we're ready to rock. Okay. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to make this form reset some stuff. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to start anyway today. Get this squared away. Untangled from my headphone cords. Okay. So, we have this. In the other widgets we've done, we've just given it a reset data function. And I think I want to do the same exact thing. Because that worked well for me. This should be the end of widget. Yes. Or for build, rather. We'll throw an internal function down here. Reset data. You're a void. What we're going to do is say that the editable template copy equals room template dot clone from widget dot template. Then we go ahead and say name controller. Oh, and I want to do that. I want to run this so I can just go down the fields visually. It's gonna be name, description, verbose description. Okay. Yes. So it'll be name controller text equals editable template copy dot name. This I need to move over here so I can actually see it. Then we have description controller text equals editable template copy description. And we have verbose text equals verbose. Perfect. Easy peasy. Meow. Up here, we're going to say set state, and we're going to do reset data. And then that. Piece o' cake. Meow. Let's make sure. Blah. Aha. Blah. I need you to stop freaking out there, window. Blah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. My save didn't save, though. I thought I had fixed that. It did save. But our unsaved changes. Let's do this first. Room templates and room template. Wait, what do we do in room? Oh. Add form data reset. functionality. Then we can go fix this. We validate. We call on save. We need to template bar. Okay, that's our dealio. Where's our room template controller? Oh, we didn't do. Wait. This is this one. We update the item, we save the item. We set state. The state is correct in here. We just haven't... Because like if we were to say... Like everything's correct, we just need to toggle that off. Down here. We do that. Thinking. Let's do a quick test. We'll just do the name in here. Oh, whoops. Not in there. In here. Wait. You're there. It'd be here. Okay, so, because we want to do it after the change. So yeah, it is setting that. So that's correct. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Get that out. You, after we do that, save, and then it goes away. Perfect. Alrighty then. Let's clean up the other new line. Description still has new lines. Oop. That did it. Changing it. That's a leftover from the other. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we fixed that. Let's break this up into 2 commits. It will say unset modified flag if we save. Actually, I want to double check. Yes, it's inside of the Um, if onsave is not null. That's probably correct. It shouldn't really matter, but thinking like if you were to mess up the code in the future. And then, oops, clean up extra new lines in template data. That's fine. Okay. That part is done. Now we just need to do the add new functionality. How do we want to do that is still the open question. If we do that in here, we would need to do our tab view. We'd have to hook into that. There is a way to do that. Do we want to is the question. You have to look in here. Was it on the controller? On tap, on hover, on focus change. Could also be up here. No. Need to look at the docs is what I need to do. Let's get some dockage. Actually, hang on. There was a thing that just jogged my memory. Is there... There was something about an index in here, I thought. Oh, initial index. Yeah, we don't. That's not it. Let's go take a peek at the docs. There was one that specifically I remember. least thought there was. Tab controller. Okay. That's not the page then. I remember there being okay, there it is. Tab controller, add listener. Okay, so instead of our default tab controller here, in theory, I should be able to do, we'll call you your length is 2, vsync is this. No. Thought that's what I just read. Not that one. We need to late final this. And then in our init state, we do this. Still doesn't like this. Can't be assigned to the parameter type ticker provider. Oh, it needs this to be able to initialize. Okay. But then add a listener that says, and up here how are they saying that they did this here? Okay, so they just did a switch on the index. So here we could switch on index as well. What are you mad about here? Don't need braces. Okay. So here, the 0 index, because of the way we laid this out, is going to be rooms. And we can track I don't even need to do that. I just need to say and we were doing -1. And then down here, we could do a button. Floating action button. On pressed. We'll do that really quick. That. That's not very good, is it? Could I actually get away with just doing this? No. Okay. I was kind of skeptical of that. Theoretically, you're already... Oh, you know what it is? I think I can actually get rid of all of that. Oh, I lied. I need my center. Let's get rid of the row, though. I think there was another extended. Except for this is now label. There we go. That's better. Doesn't squish it. All right. And then our on pressed, we can say what we should actually do here is instead of doing an index, we have a better idea. Object controller. Nullable. leave that. This. That. And then you were connection templates. Default, we're going to say that we make you null. And then here we can say on pressed. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. On pressed, I can say, remove that. New object. Is this not? Oh. I do need to guard against that. There. So that should give us both for free, as long as... Oh, also I need to do... grab too many things. What's going on? There we go. And this didn't like that for some reason. I'm gonna leave that. I was thinking if I pull the null check out, then I skip set state, but like, it really shouldn't be out there anyway. We're just guarding against future stupidity. Okay, so now I add new. Doesn't seem to have worked. Oh, I might need to just rebuild this. Okay. No. Okay. I would need to save items as well. Again, only if you're not null. Oh, I wonder if... file path would be fine. What's a mud engine? It is a game engine for a mud game. Receiver can be null. Good luck, I'm out of here. Cool. Have a great day. Okay. This I've become disconnected from that. Let's give that a little rebuild. Try that again. Add new. Ah, it was null. Now what happens? Still null. Interesting. Okay. Oh, you know why? Because I'm dumb. I need to look at the example. Okay, so they omit this. And instead, get rid of that last guy. Oop, everything's broken. Hang on. Panic. Tab bar. Controller. What did I call you? Tab controller. And you're no longer constant. That's fine. No tab controller for tab bar view. But we do have a tab controller. Do I have to rebuild? Nope. Controller property, I'm not sure, but I do have a controller property now. Controller. Tab controller. Ah. You also need one. There we go. Okay, that's still null, right, meow? Okay, it was added that time. Don't see it in my list, though. Nor did it appear in here. Just put that back in there. Ah, because I forgot to do that. Meow. Now it's in there. Okay, perfect. And it shows up in here immediately. And we get our incrementer. All right, perfect. So we could do that, but it's got that bug. Where we don't have on our initial creation, we don't have this set. But we could say... Is it in here? Initial index 0. Does that fire... Okay, used on a null value, so it doesn't fire. But we do know that this is the case, so we can initialize it to that. In theory. And then if I was to go back and then here, then it would start out existing. So that's one way we could do it, which is, I mean, it's kind of ugly. But the other option, the other alternative would be to pull the new button over into here. And I don't really think I want to do that, because then I'd have to maintain 2 copies of it in 2 locations. So I think I'm going to go with this until such time as there's a compelling reason not to. Leave ourselves a note for the future. Get rid of that. We could maybe just delete or use the must not be null. Because it must be. That's set up as part of this, so I think we're safe to do that. And if it doesn't for some reason, it should be an error. Yeah, I like that, I think. I think we're going to go with that. Last thing we need to do is to add a confirmation dialog. Let's actually do... make add new button, consume it, or we don't really consume, make add new button, hook it up to selected controller. That's what we kind of did. So, like so, we go. The dialogue. We need to refer back to skills and attributes widgets. No. Yes. Edit panel has it. It'll be down here. That's our drop down stuff. On delete, here we go. And we made a widget for this. Meaning we could just consume that again. And it goes here. Show dialog string. That's going to wrap all of that, I believe. Context is context. Builder. Build context. Context. This is just an ugly, ugly thing, but figurable. Delete confirmation. Label in this case is going to be room template. And then on delete, will be this. And this should give us, almost for free, our confirmation dialog for deleting. Heck yeah. Glad I built that widget. Makes my life a lot easier. Oh, actually, I should double check. Yeah, all of our theming is applied still. Perfect. Okay. Oh. Now. Give that a little adjust. I keep like leaning into the mic and then I get all hunchy. We're done with that. We're done with that. No, I lied. Because that's both templates. Okay, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Now we're going to do add delete confirmation to room template delete button. Like so. Meow. We need to do basically all of this over again for the connections. So let's get rid of these for a hot second. We're done with them for just a minute. Room template widgets. We need to duplicate this because we have the widget that wraps the form. And in our template bar, we need right here, we need to put in that's fine for a name. We need to put in the connection templates. So I put you in there. I'm going to put you in here. Connection template widget will be fine. Get the material imported. This will be also stateful, which actually I need to double check. We do need set state because we needed to rebuild this list. I think. me think here. We might not need it. Is Flutter smart enough to rebuild if the list change? Let's find out. We can always roll back. Room templates. Stateless widget. We need to fix all of these. Oops, missed one. Like so. I can just drag you down here. And then it would be nicer if we didn't have to. Oh, we can get away with it. Flutter is smart enough to do that. Okay. Very good. I like it. That'll simplify things. Oop, that didn't work though. Okay, nope. It broke stuff. Just in case. To make sure it's not a hot reload issue where something didn't quite get reloaded along the way. Add new. Delete. Yeah, it's broken. Okay. Yeah, we do need to state then. All right. Here you are. Roll that back. Roll that back. Rebuild that. Triple check ourselves. Like, it actually deletes it. It's just the widget that doesn't. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right, stateful it is. I'll do the needful. Let's see here. So, y'all come back. We need to do the same thing here. This will be connection template controller. We can still call you controller. Connection templates. This dot controller. Wrong character there. What are you mad about? Oh, import just needs to happen. Which we create here. Like so. Oh, wrong characters. If I knew how to type, it would be better. You know, just for my life in general. Build context, context. And then if we come over here, and do that like so, we should be able to see it. Just like so, connection templates. Perfect. Meow. So we have a template container. We can still use that. We still need a list view. Most of this is going to stay very similar. And then we'll have to just slide in and build up the connection template form widget. But to start with, we need the builder, item builder, build context, something else. Could look at it, but I want to remember it. What is it? I can't remember. Int index. That's what it is. One more of them than we need. Okay. Template container is what we had. Child text with controller. This is widget.controller. I need to wrap you in squirrely braces. Oops. Items at index, right? You are not allowed to be null at this point. Yes, yes it is. Okay. Wait, no. That? No. You. There we go. Okay, something not happy. Instance of connection template. Oh. Name. Invalid value, not an inclusive range. Oh, because I forgot to do this part. Doop. We need an item count, which is... we make sure you're not null. Items length, or 0 if it is... there we go. Foo connection, bar connection. Perfect. Wire that up. Meow. You're going to tell me you don't need to be in string interpolation, which is fine. We're going to get rid of you here in a second anyway. We need to do Dart file, and we need to create a connection template form. You and I believe you needed to be, no, you definitely have to be a stateful widget. But what did we name you? I think it's just room template. Not you, room template form. So we'll do connection template form. Then stateful widget. You are going to need a connection template. You. We're going to make you nullable, even though you probably shouldn't. You also need this dot template. That can be a const. What are we mad about? Mad about that. move this over here while I'm at it. Is it just because you are not done yet? Just gonna do this real quick and then you don't need params. You need to extend state, connection template form. Oops. And we'll just do template name. We didn't make you nullable in the other one. We're not going to make you nullable here. Oh, you know why? Well, no, this... because we just changed that. Something is still not right. I'm missing some kind of something here. I don't know what, though. Create state, override state. Forget to return here. Sure, I'm doing something stupid. Must have a method body. Okay, but you do. I must be doing something astonishingly dumb here. Template, final, const. Super key required this template. I don't get it. What is missing? Ah, I'm dumb. That's why. Connection, not construction. With only two ends. There we go. Connection, construction, you know. Same difference, right? No. No, very different. Okay. Idiocy partially averted. Now, this, instead of being that, is going to be a construct connection template. Oh, I called you That's right. Okay. That. There we go. Okay. And then life is happy again. Let's do a quick commit for this. Rough in the connection widget and form. All right. Next, we need to start building this up, and we're going to cheat off of ourselves here. That's all fine. That's all fine. We need to put a form in here the same way we did. So we did a column here. We'll do the same thing here. We'll use the same paddings. We want it to look more or less the same. So we'll chuck in a column. And we use 20 vertical spacing. We're going to need to do our... What was the correct form key? Global key. There we go. Global key. Form state. That. And then we need children, right? Child. Which we did a table for. Vertical alignment. Put them in the center. Column widths. Like so. To get them all nice and laid out. The same way we did over there. Put you in here. And we're going to use our table cell padding again. And we're going to walk down the list here. We know the first one's going to be ID. Oh, I forgot to put you inside of a table row widget. There we go. And then in here we have ellipsis. Bro is cooking hard. Well, thank you. And then we need UID to string so that we can start laying out. Can you teach me how to code? Not really. You mostly just need to write a lot of code. I can give you resources that you can start learning. If that is of interest to you, let me know. Table cell padding, widget, table row. Next. Table row. Widget. So I'm building the UI for this editor right here. So this is the widget that lives inside of this box right here. We have a data representation in a JSON file of what a connection template is. We need to make this live here, right? So we need to make all the fields for this to lay it out. So here I'm building, this is a table row widget, so it's going to be like this whole thing that lives in here. Then each inside of here, this is the table cell padding that makes it so that it has a little bit of space around it. And it's just the text ID, right? Then in here, we do another one of those, another text widget that just holds text. We tell it to overflow ellipsis so that when it gets too small, it goes to dots. And then the template has one of these objects in it that was pulled out of this file, right? And so right here we have access to the UUID property, so it's displaying the UUID property. Now we'll do another one. Table cell padding, child, text, name, table cell padding. Inside of here, we'll start with text. It's going to change in a minute. Ellipsis. The template that is in this widget, name, goes inside of there, right? Now we refresh it, and you can see that the name has come into the form here. Why are you building that? So that you can come in here and you can have templates pre-saved for what is this type of room, right? Right now this is just placeholder data, but this could be like a city street room, let's say. Your description is a quiet and quaint little city street, and then you can throw in more things like it smells faintly of horses and cheer, let's say, right? So then you can save this into a map inside of the game so that it knows, and I'm just going to reset this data, so that it knows, has the data inside of the map tile to display to the user when you're playing the game. Okay. What was I doing? This is going to become a text form field, is what it's going to be. Which... this needs... That's right, okay. I didn't do ellipsis on you, which makes sense. Ellipsis is going to go on this, because we don't really care about this piece of data as much. If I put it in the right place, it will work better. We're more concerned about this data here. But the other thing that we need to do is we need to hook up all this stuff. So let's go ahead and take a second. Well... we're just going to do text here real quick. We'll lay it out first, and then. There's a difference between using that and some Mongo UI, because this isn't really storing it in a database anywhere. It's, you don't want to write, you don't want to like lay this out in a database UI. That'd be very, very difficult. Hang on, let me show you. Let me explain, as the YouTubers say. Too many tabs. There we go. Oh, because it's not client, it's editor old. We're rebuilding this. And this, because this one's kind of busted. In fact, so busted that... there we go. So... this is just a test map where every tile is connected to every other one. But you can see how you would lay out a game world in this, right? Where each of these is a room, and you have connections to other rooms. You don't want to do this in a Mongo UI because that would just be like a list, right? These are templates for these rooms. So if I was to come in here and let's just say, delete this whole room, there's nothing in there now. I can take my template, drop it in place, and it is applied here. I can do the same thing with connections where this is a foo, and this is a bar, and then you can see bop, 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 bop. It has put them in there for me. And it's very, very quick and easy to build a map. We're just going to close all that. We're going to lay this out like this foist. And then we'll go in and do all of the other things to make the backing data actually work. Get it now, it makes sense, amazing work, well, thank you. Yeah, so the idea is that you can basically, as long as you're good with the default way the engine functions, you can build a game without knowing how to code using the editor, essentially. Because we have other widgets in here too, for like the status effects, right? And here's some example data, kind of the same idea, to where you can lay out these status effects, you can build your skills and your attributes, and then the game server loads these files and knows how to interpret them into the game world. Okay. This is I need to pull you over here. Thanks for follow. I appreciate that. Hey, it's even a goal. Love it. Description. And then we need another, not that. Padding, you need a child, text, we're not going to overflow you, widget.template.intermessage, widget, table cell padding, text, overflow, text overflow, ellipsis. You write code for a living? I used to, and then everybody stopped deciding they needed to hire devs. Description, intermessage, table cell padding, child, text, dot, template, dot, intermessage, table row, widget, table cell padding, text, ellipsis, you are leave message, table cell padding, child, text, template dot leave message. Okay. Let the auto formatter do that for that. Table cell padding. All right. Now this is going to get... No, this is going to be fine. It'll get more complicated eventually. Get laid off? Yes. But for now, to rough it in, we can do pretty simply. Oh, I missed one of them. That's too many. There we go. Fix that. Hope it gets better for you. Appreciate that. Me too. My current day job is not great. So padding, child, text, overflow, flow, ellipsis. You are going to be spot DC, right? Yes. Same deal here. Table row. Widget. Did I miss something? I've got that in the wrong spot. Oop, that wasn't in the wrong spot. This is in the wrong spot. You go in here. Child. Text. Overflow. Text. Overflow. Ellipsis. You are going to be use DC. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do with this. What I'm going to do temporarily, I think, is just throw in a row really quick. And in here, we'll have to, it's going to have to be a row anyway, I think. We'll have two text. This actually needs to be table saw padded still, though. We're going to leave this one not overflowed. What did I do before? How did I express this? Grab my screenshot here real quick. I don't have that one screenshotted. Okay. Load the old editor. Okay, I just did it that way. And I'm reasonably happy with how that turned out. So we'll have to do like a column. We'll have to do some layout work here to get that to be the same. Then again, now that I'm looking at it, that might be, instead of the table, we could lay them out stacked up like that. That might be better. I'll think about it. Right now, we're just going to rough this in. I can see that you're absolutely cracked or talented. Thank you. I appreciate that. Writing code like a psychopath without an LLM. Yes. I do that too. I get it. It's the fun. Yes, it's the fun, and also knowing like where I put things. Like you don't remember all of it. I forget stuff all the time, but like you have like a general idea of how you did a thing, and you kind of know where to look for some of the things that break, you know? For now, this is going to just be... I'm not even going to label it because it'll be self-explanatory, I think. Or will it? Just gonna do this. We'll get it done and we'll evaluate it later. Template dot spot DC skill ID, right? ToString. This could be null. I can't do that. Ooh. Here I would have to do... You only write Flutter? No. No, I write Go. I really like Go. I've done some C#. I've done some C. I've done a lot of Python, but a while ago. I think that's the highlights. I've written a bunch of different languages. Like I've played with a bunch of different languages. Like the second language I ever wrote was Java, back when applets were still a thing. So I've played with a lot of different languages. I'm actually very new to Flutter. Here we're going to do this. We're going to say if you're not equal to null, and I think I added a null into my test data. I didn't. I did. No, I didn't. I should. These are all the same. I'm going to delete it from here. Ooh, actually, that doesn't make sense to have in the test data that way. Skill ID must exist. I need to look at my model. Like, it's nullable technically. Oh, it's actually not going to be in here. It's going to be difficulty check model. Oh, actually, it is. It is nullable. How many years of experience do you have in general? Are you a senior? Like, if you got laid off, I will never be employed studying at the moment. Like 5 in dev, I think, but like in tech in general, like I came up through support, I did QA, I did a bunch of other stuff, much more. And like in my earlier days, in my career, I did a lot of dev work, but didn't get paid as a dev, because I was dumb and believed in the "we promote from within" sort of nonsense. This is actually a spot ID or a spot DC skill ID. Oh, but my spot DC could be null as well. This is going to become annoying. Here's what I'm going to have to do. I would like you to come down here so I can read you better, please. So. First, we need to check the spot DC is not null. Then, I think we can do it in here. Like so. That'll make it more readable than a ternary. Then here we can say skill ID isn't null. And I'm wondering if I can that can't be null if we're in here. Can I nest you? Flutter gets weird about stuff like this. There. Flutter is deeply unhappy about that. Okay. I have to go now. See you around again. I hope that you get hired soon as a dev. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming and hanging out and chatting. It was good to see you. Good to meet you. We'll see you some other time. I wonder if the thing I want to do is build a widget for this that handles this neatly. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to put... Well, let's not do that just yet. For right now, because we know what our test date is, we can be a little sloppy, and it's going to be fine. So, spot DC, skill ID, toString. You can't be null, and it'll be fine. Then we'll do another spot DC, DC, toString, because you're going to be an int. We'll do that as a temporary placeholder. And I'm going to chuck myself here a note to do need to handle nulls a non-crashy way. But a null ID, null skill ID shouldn't be valid. No null IDs. I'm okay with an empty DC. That would be fine. Because that just says, like, it's like a skill check. You have to have this skill to use this connection. And I'll just say an empty DC should be valid. Handle this in a way that looks decent. Okay. Then we need to do one more table row. Right? Yes, use DC. Have I done? I've done the wrong. I've already put in use DC. I didn't finish. That's right. Table cell padding. We're going to do the same thing we did up here, actually. Widget, text, widget, template, use DC, can't be null, skill ID, toString, text, widget, template, spot DC, nope, sorry, use DC, can't be null, DC, toString, okay. I'm going to bring in my same exact notes to myself just so I don't forget. Okay. And that gives us this, which overflows right now, but we'll fix that. Okay. We're going to commit this. This is not the right window. Drop in the connection template form. Alright. You, I'm going to rebuild so that you stop complaining at me. Deeply annoying. Come here. Embiggen you for a second so that you fit. Okay. No, you didn't. Don't lie to me. All right. Fine. Be that way. We need some stuff in here. First and foremost, we're going to need to override the init. Thinking. What did all that over here? I did, because I need to clone you. I was afraid of that. Yeah. So we need to override the init. That's fine. We also need to have in here, not construction, connection template. Call you editable template copy. The same way we did over there. Like so. It's init state. Call super on it. You can be late. Because in here is going to be clone. You're going to be dot, or not, widget template. And then we're going to do the same thing, widgets binding instance add post frame callback. In here is the callback. I'm retyping because I want to try to start remembering some of this stuff better. Because like I said, I am new to Flutter. And then we call an empty set state just to actually refresh it. This we're going to need final, and it can be late at backwards though. Late final. Text editing controller, and we're going to go back over to here. We're also going to override void on dispose. No. Just dispose. Dispose. Call super on it. But in here we're going to chuck some stuff. This is name controller. Text editing controller. Text is editable template copy name. Is that how I did this, or did I use the widget directly? I did use editable. Perfect. And then we're going to remember to come down here and call dispose on you. That should be that. That should be that. We're going to need description controller, text editing controller, text editable template copy, description. Perfect. We're going to need a enter controller, like so. Enter message. Leave message controller. Leave message M controller, description controller, dispose. Enter message controller, dispose. Leave message controller, dispose. Okay, and then for our skill, or our spots, our DCs, we're gonna need a different thing. But that's okay, we can start wiring these guys up. Now you're going to be text form field. Controller is name controller on changed. We're going to run a function here. This is actually value. And we forgot another thing that we need here. You are final. No. You're just a bool. Modified. Late. Actually, I think I can just set you to false right off the bat. Yeah, that's what I did here. Perfect. So, everything's broken. I think I need to do that. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't pass in anything yet. No, now we're good. Okay. In here, I need to say name controller text equals editable template copy. Or not that. Value. Wait. I need to actually set the editable. Not the name controller text. Right? Yes. Of course, because value is value is the value of this thing. Editable template copy name equals value. Perfect. Then I need to say if not modified, then we set state modify is true. And then I also need to do validator, which also gets a value. But you're not, there you are. Here we can say if value is null or, get off my screen please, is empty, return name field may not be empty. Otherwise, I can go with null here. Yes, perfect. Otherwise, I return null. We also need to do the same thing we did over there because if I pull you over here, that's all well and good, but you don't look the same as the other ones because in our here, style input decoration filled true border input decoration no input border none. It's not style. What are you? Decoration. That's what you are. There. And that makes you look like all of my other text fields, which are delightfully old school. And you're not centered, but you should get fixed as soon as we swap you. Perfect. Okie dokie. Let's do the same thing. Text form field. controller is description controller. Uh-oh. Are things broken? My internet is having a mini panic attack. I think we're back though. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing here. We got the controller. We need to do the unchanged. That value validator while we're here. Value on change, we're going to say editable template copy dot description equals value, and then if not modified, set state modified true. Same deal here. If value null or is empty, turn description field not be empty. Otherwise, if it's good, return null. Then we need our decorator as well. Pull you down here. Decoration, input decoration, filled true, border, input border, none. Description field, in. Text form field. Controller. Enter message controller. Unchanged value. Enter message is value. If not, oh my gosh, modified. Set state. Modified is true. Perfect. Validator. Value. If this one also just can't be empty right now. It's the only rule we're going to enforce currently. Value. Null or is empty. Then we return enter message field may not be blank. That's what I should say. I should say empty. Or blank instead of empty up there. We'll change that in just a second. Oh my gosh, I cannot type to save my life. Turn no. There we go. Blank. Blank. All right. Oh, I forgot to do my decorations. Border, input, border, none, and then this should be filled true. There, I fixed that. What am I working on? I'm working on this. It's the editor for my mud engine. Text form field this needs to be controller, which is leave message controller. On changed value. We are going to once again say editable template copy, leave message equals value. And then if modified hasn't been set yet, set the state, say that it is validator value. And again, we're just going to enforce that you can't be empty currently. And this will be leave message field not be blank. Otherwise, it's a return null for us. And decoration. That's the last of our form fields, just like so. Perfect. And now let's do a commit for this. Oh, double check. Blank, blank, blank. Yes. Okay, perfect. We're going to do a commit for this. Make sure that's all. Yeah. Add text controllers. Implement text form fields for the text fields. Good enough. Actually, I want to do one other thing here. I want these to have a couple more lines to them to kind of invite you to be a little more descriptive. I think we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We're going to do the same there, I think. And we do that up here. Max lines? Yes. And then they have a little bit more room for them. Seems interesting? Cool. I appreciate that. These aren't showing my ints. Why aren't these showing my ints? Interesting. Might have messed something up. We'll check that in a second. Let's just go ahead and make the here and leave fields bigger. Just so that we have that squared away, ready to go for the future. All right. How do I want to do this? I'm really wondering about switching them both to have the, instead of a table, to have the label above the input box, because we're working with pretty small real estate here. I think that would be a better way to display this. Let's experiment with it, and then we'll go back to this if we have to, and change it to match. For that, I need to look up text form field. Label text. Label text. Let's do an experiment. I would just be ditching this. And I'd be leaving you in the column inside of the form. I would be putting a column here. Oh, it's under decoration. Label is, let's just say, name. Oh, I need this to be a text widget name. Fine and dandy. So that would put it up there, which I don't love completely. What are my label styles, though? Tell me more, please. Documentation. Text form field. Label text. There is... I guess it would be on the decoration. Int text. Prefix, suffix. Why don't you talk about the label? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give myself to do figure out if this is the only label style we can use. I'm not sure that I love that completely. And it would do that, which I don't like. They shouldn't be blank, but I don't like that style. If I could put it above, I'd be happier, but I might have to... Actually... Don't I have... That might be in the client I built that. I might have... Yeah. I mean, it would be easy to build. You just put a column with 2 rows instead of a single, deal. And then put him up there. I'll have to think about that a little bit. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and call it there because it's been 2 hours, and that's my minimum stream time, but also I got a couple things I need to wrap up tonight. So, thank you for hanging out. Those of you who did. We had great chats. It was a good day. I do this thing roughly 2 hours, depending on what I got going on. 4 days a week, starting on Friday, ending on Monday. So if you like this kind of thing, come back tomorrow. I should be here doing it again, and I'd love to see you again. If not, have yourselves a great week anyway, and I will catch you some other time down the road. Thanks again, everybody.